Hello everybody, welcome back again to Learning Lockdown with me, Matt. We've got another technique video for you today. So far we've looked at hammer, pull, so hammer-ons and pull-offs and slides in that first video. The last video was all about vibrato versus tremolo. We looked at some cool vibrato ideas and some tremolo action too. But today we're going to have a look at bends. So bending that string. We alluded to it a little bit in the tremolo video, in the way that when you're doing a vibrato, you're bending that string up and down. Not very much, but a bend again is another way of playing a different note with a different, I guess, harmonic kind of sound to it. It's the tonality of it is different. So when you're creating a bend, you're really having to use your ears and listen to find that right note. So sometimes if you're practicing and you want to know what it's meant to sound like, it's best to use those notes on the fretboard to hear it and then practice bending to it. So you're using that ear to find that note. You'll see it in tablature, in tab, where you've got again the lines on the stave, if you like, with the numbers on them. Above the note, it might say it will have a little hat, little kind of inverse V on there, and that means that you'll be bending it, and you'll have that kind of symbol with a little arrow that points up, and it will have a number above the right angled arrow. Maybe say, I don't know, say it's a fret 8 that you're playing on the B string, let's say, so this one here, and you'll see 8 on the bars, and then above it you'll have this little arrow with a little hat on it, and then it might say 10, and that basically means that you're bending that fret 8 up to fret 10. So that might sound like this is fret 8, we're going to be bending to fret 10. So you're having to bend and find that note, okay? So let's practice. What kind of bends can you get? So you can get a semitone bend, where it might just be one fret. So you might be playing something like, and all I'm doing there is playing 6, 8, 9, 8 on that B string. Do that with a semitone bend from the 8 to the 9. Sound a lot cooler. So instead of, you get, it just adds a little bit of flair, doesn't it? Put a vibrato on the end as well. All of a sudden, that sounds cool. So you can get away with a lot of extra little bits. So it just adds another arrow to your quiver, if that's an expression. Yeah, I guess another tool to your toolkit to create a more interesting sound. So that's one type of bend. You've then got the full tone bend, so you're going up 2 frets in here. So you might have something like, I'm trying to think of a scale, I guess major scale. So we're going to bend to that note. Right, ready? Again, that sounds more interesting, doesn't it? Oh well, depends what kind of feel and what kind of sound you're looking for, but there you go. So that's a full tone bend. And again, all you'll get is a number on the lines, and above it, little arrow, and it will say 10 instead of 9. So you know you've got that extra fret to go to. But like I say, have a listen to the note, as I did both times just then. That's the note I'm trying to get to, and I'll bend. So I know I'm hitting that note and when to stop bending. And you'll be spot on every time then. So the other one that you get quite a bit, and name dropping again in this video, David Gilmour is great at this with with Pink Floyd does a lot of the solos have this kind of effect to it, where it has a full tone bend and then it adds on another semitone. So you're going up 3 frets. This is something I would say you want to tend to do on the non-wound strings. So your highest 3 aren't wound with an extra bit of steel on them. These ones, you can kind of hear that. That's why they do all the pick scrapes on these top 3, because they have that kind of sound. Whereas the highest ones, you don't get so much on there because they don't have that kind of abrasive feel to them. But these top 3 that are unwound will bend a lot easier. Also, if you're bending upwards, trying to think of his name now, Paul Gilbert, wasn't it? Paul Gilbert talks about using, what does he call it? The large finger or something, the giant finger, where basically rather than using your index finger and trying to bend that fret, you could probably go up 1. You try and get up a whole tone, and it's a lot of effort for 1 finger. So you might have seen what I was doing there is putting 3 fingers behind it. You put your index on fret 6, middle on fret 7, ring on fret 8, and you're holding all 3 down on the string, getting a lot of purchase on there, and all of them are forcing that string to bend. And you get a lot, and you can even anchor, like we did with our vibrato, anchor and really bend that upwards. And you're going to need all of that to be able to bend, unless you're super strong hands. You're going to need all of that enabled to bend up a tone and a half. So what does it sound like? We're going to go from there to there, and then up another one. So if you do it a little bit faster, this is the Pink Floyd-esque. What solo was that in? It was in The Wall, wasn't it? Well, you did a lot of it in all of them, really. But yeah, I guess you kind of remembering those notes, starting on this one. And you're able to bend more, I guess. You could go straight from there to there. It doesn't have quite the same effect, I guess, that flair of stopping on that tone and then adding a little bit more makes it sound a little bit more stressed and exciting, I suppose. Yeah, so there you go. That's bending. Definitely use that technique of the giant finger. You could then bend with your little finger as well, which would never have enough power to do it, but I suppose you could do it with that one quite easily because you're using all the other 3 behind it. But that's the idea on bends. So vibrato, probably with your index, is quite good. You could do it with your ring, that's fine too. But yeah, if you're using your middle finger or your ring finger to do those larger bends, put a few extras behind it and give it some power, give it some force. Cool. So that is the 101 on bending, I suppose. But just have a little bit of a play with some of those scales that we were looking at. So we saw that G major. So we can see there we've got at the top, so we could go you can do all sorts of things, I suppose, but yeah, I quite like that top one there. It's quite cool. yeah, just have a practice, have a play, remember the scales, find your note, bend to it, and yeah, practice, and see you again for another video, Learning Lockdown. Another little sneak peek, as I like to at the end, what we're looking at next time. So next time we're going to be talking about palm muting. Got a few more videos actually. As I said, I extended it from, I thought it might go from lesson 10 to lesson 15, but there's so many cool techniques that I want to show you. I might have to find a song as well to put these into context and make them relevant to why would you use these techniques. We'll have to learn a solo, I think. Maybe it'll be a Pink Floyd one, something like that, that uses all of these different things, and we'll have a bit of a play with it. But keep practicing, and we'll do some more techniques next time with some palm muting, and I'll see you again for some more learning guitar in lockdown. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.